I can see the comments. I can see the chat. I can see my friends' names coming up. Hey, everybody. One moment, as soon as we get Instagram up, we will get this thing rolling. Yes, we can start now that Mini Boss Mike is here. Okay, Instagram is a go. Touchdowns all day.
On a Monday, I was arrested. On a Tuesday, they locked me in the jail. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you? Tuesday's gone. Tuesday's on the phone to me. Oh yeah.
We're mass communicating. We're mass communicating. We're mass communicating.
Yo, yo. Welcome back to Touchdowns All Day. I'm your host, Max Dawson. And as you probably can tell by now, Barbara is on special assignment tonight. So I am flying solo. Well, not quite flying solo. More on that in a moment. But Barber and these three other guys, they call themselves the Disco Biscuits, are holed up in the studio tonight, working on some stuff for tour, potentially working on some stuff for the new album. I know they're working on stuff for tour because Barber told me they were in the middle of rehearsing a specific set, but I thought they were there to record some stuff for the album because Cloud Court is in town. Needless to say, no Barber but tonight, but we're going to make it up to you. Now, Barber has very big shoes, and to fill those shoes, I have three very big brains. Big feet, big brains. So we're going to replace Barber's big shoes with three of the biggest, brightest brains in the Bisco universe, straight from the Touchdowns All Day Advisory Committee. I'm going to bring them on one by one, and we are going to let these guys participate in something that I have been wanting to do for a very long time, and that is going to be the first ever Touchdowns All Day Draft. I have three brilliant Bisco minds who are going to help us put in our predictions for what we think is going to take place on this fall tour. We have a packed fall tour. So many shows, so many special shows, special venues, and I thought the only appropriate thing to do to get everyone in the right mindset for the launch of tour in 10 short days is to do this draft. And I want you all to play along at home. We're going to make it really easy. Let's see if you guys can defeat these brainiacs. So, first things first, I am going to bring on a man who needs no introduction. He's been on the podcast many times before. You might know him as Mr. Zahn, Andy Bazzani, Sister Shelby on Fantasy Tour, or just plain the guy behind so many hot takes, so many thorough, introspective, comprehensive show-by-show reviews. It's the one and only Andy Bazzani, folks.
It's great to be back, Max. Thank you so much for having me.
Andy, just to help people get a little more acquainted with you, and we're going to do this with all the guests. First show, favorite show.
Favorite tape or favorite I had to be there?
My
first show was 12/28/13.
Okay.
Which, is 12 years ago, and I still feel like, the baby of the bunch.
Yes.
My favorite show all time, off the top of my head, 5/1/99.
5/1/99. Very good answer. Okay. Joining Andy in the draft. You saw him recently on our Ardmore Run preview. You might know him as Cletus, Fetus, or just plain John Politis. John, welcome back to Touchdowns All Day.
What's up? Thanks for having me back, Max. Let's go.
John, first show, favorite show?
First show. Easter Sunday, 4/15/2001.
Whoa.
Electric Factory. I didn't know how big a deal 3 sets was at the time, but 3 sets for my first show. I had no idea anything that was going on, completely clueless. And I knew like 2 songs going in. They didn't play anything that sounded anything like any of that. And yeah, it just blew me away for sure. Yeah. 4/15/01.
Amazing. 24 years later, still here. No breaks, no hiatuses. You never disappeared for
it's
20
beef
years
for
like some
Nope.
people.
Pure beef for
Damn.
life. And
Manda Carlson was there. I'm sure some more of you guys were. Okay. Last, but certainly not least, this man recently
Favorite show?
celebrated. Oh, favorite show? Oh,
come on,
sorry,
man.
I forgot. I
got
cut
some
you
shot. I got
off.
favorite show. No, I'm going different than Zanny, though. I'll go favorite show as that was just easy answer is Tron for New Year's Eve 2015. Just the craziest spectacle of a concert I've ever seen. Mind-blowing concept. And I'll also throw in the Perfume in there, 2003. Just I love the weird shit where they blow your mind with crazy ideas. But that's all. That's all I got.
Very good. Very good. Last but not least, joining us for the first time on Touchdowns All Day, and I believe celebrating his, was it 24th or 25th anniversary as a Biscuits fan within the last few days. You might know him as the man who rules fantasy tour with an iron fist. It is Dave Cook.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, 25 years. First show, 10/11/2000, the Roxy in Hollywood. Absolutely incredible experience. Danced my ass off. Still here.
And favorite show, Dave, to put you on the spot.
Yeah, favorite show. I mean, I'll cheat and pick best one that I was at, which is Whiskey A Go Go 3802. Just every time I listen to that one, it speaks to me. Something special, something weird, at every moment, and then they just throw down. Yeah, that's just one that always it'll never get old for me.
Definitely one of those perennial shows that you can play every year on its anniversary. You could throw it on any moment and it never disappoints. Well, you guys know me. I'm Max. My first show was, I think it was 9/15/98, Providence. And I still think my favorite show might be The Wedding Show, 7/3/99. The beginning of that second set, the helicopters and Run Like Hell thing. It's woof. Yes, we have unveiled Dave Cook. We have admin reveal taking place on Touchdowns All Day tonight, Gus. So guys, before we get into this draft, when Barber's away, the kids will play. We've been talking a lot about hard drives lately and how Barber has all these hard drives with all this crazy stuff on it that he loses it. He forgets it exists. Now, Barber's not the only one with a hard drive. I have a hard drive too, the Plan C archives, courtesy of John Goldberg, who held things down for the 20 plus years when I was on Walkabout. And I periodically go to this hard drive and find stuff that is fun or weird. And I thought that with Barber not here tonight, I didn't need to ask permission. We are going to just ask forgiveness. And I found a couple of demos that we're going to listen to tonight. We can get the Peanut Gallery's input. We could get the Touchdown All Day Advisory Committee members' input. But most of all, we can just bob our heads and nod 5 minutes or so as we listen to from 2006. Well, I'll let you tell me what this is once you have a chance to hear it. We could do that, Jordan. Now, chat, I want to know, is this something that's circulated? I asked a few people, they hadn't heard this before, but I want to know if you have. You guys know. Chime in the chat if you've heard this before. And Mike, I would make it louder, but it's actually as loud as it goes. I don't know why it's not louder. Now, John, Dave, Andy, I myself personally have always been a huge Tempest fan. I feel like it's sort of the unsung song from that batch of, 2005 to 2010 instrumentals. You could lump in the Conspirator songs, I guess. Some standout versions of Tempest for people who are feeling so inspired to head over to Nugs and do a little more deeper listening. Andy, you look like you've got one on the tip of your tongue.
Actually none off the top of my head, but I was more so thinking of like the two different eras of Tempest and how like they shelved it after 06, 07, around there. They didn't really play it again until fall 09. And when it came back, it was hardcore uns. Before that, like the first iteration, it was this like really dreamy style, kind of like, I really love the choral patches to this. I too have never heard them before. This is like, some of this was lost a little bit in the rework. I've always been really partial to 10-3-09 from, I believe, the 930 Club.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like a legendary version or anything, but it's a personal favorite and really love the jam into it. I feel like it's got like a little bit of that older, dreamy, stuck in some kind of nightmare vibe to it that some of the modern versions don't always have.
Dave, do you have any personal favorites?
I was going to go with also 2009, the Fillmore. 11, 20, I think it's
that was sick.
And to Andy's point, like in the studio version, like I feel like that escalating like guitar riff, I like it comes through like so much cleaner here than I feel like it does now. And it's not something that I even like think about, but I feel like that, like now it's like such a song it's really like that. I mean, the bass line is like the heart and soul of that song. And hearing that guitar part, I feel like you get much more like action through, like lift off in there than,
I had a total light bulb moment while you were talking. 9/18/09, Sound 1, Tempest, Sound 1.
Okay.
It is absolutely like pinnacle version of that song.
So far sounds like 2009 is a big year for Tempest.
I was going to give it a New Year's Run 09 because I think it was the Fire Alarm Flow show. I just remember set 2 at Tempest coming out of nowhere there and just, I guess 09 they were just pumping it.
Amazing.
I mentioned to you earlier, I remember the debut of it. They stopped playing in the middle of Triumph, New Year's Run 05. They're just like in the middle of Triumph, they just stopped. And they said, we're going to try something new here. And then slammed into Tempest debut. So it was pretty cool. I mean, it was odd, but I loved it.
Well, I always welcome a Tempest. I think it is a song that always hits hard. It is, again, it doesn't have the kind of catchy hook of Abyss or Orc. It is a much more subtle progression. But as Dave was saying, you can really hear on the demo, and this is often the case, you can hear the intricacy of what John was attempting to achieve. And I don't know for certain, but I would imagine that's 100% John on that demo. The keyboard playing is not as sophisticated as it would be if it were Magner. But the guitar, the intricacy of that guitar part, it's a guitar riff, which, today you hear Tempest, it's bass and it's in its strings. So with that out of the way, we've got another demo that we'll hit later in the episode. But first,
you are on the clock
for the draft. So guys, like I mentioned at the outset of the episode, I've been wanting to do this with these guys for a while because, no joke, they know so much about the Disco Biscuits. Historically, they know so much about what the band is doing today. They are these three gentlemen and a few other people, ladies and gentlemen, are my go-to sources anytime I want to sound smart about the Biscuits. So going into this fall tour, I thought, let's ask these three brainiacs what they anticipate. And we've got categories that range from the objective, things that there will be no question who got this answer right and who got it wrong, to the straight up subjective stuff that is completely qualitative. It's going to be opinion based. We'll argue about it online for months or even years. But the best part of all of this is that it gets us in the mindset of thinking what this band has in store for us. There has been so many exciting moments in the last few years since the band has sort of rededicated themselves to touring. And this upcoming tour, it is one of the most full-on tours to end the year that the band has done in quite a while. 23 shows between Halloween and the end of the year. And I counted Halloween as one show. That's a Biscuits 2-setter and a Halloween. So technically you could even say Halloween, a Tractor Beam. You could technically say 24 shows. We've got Tractor Beam at Halloween on the 31st, at Brooklyn on the 13th of November, and then to start the New Year's run in Boston on 12/29. Also got that Powered Down show at Garcia's in Chicago on December 19th. 2-night stands at Brooklyn Steel, at Higher Ground, at Town Ballroom, 930 Club, a big run through Virginia, Midwest shows, a return to Minneapolis. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are we still waiting for them to make good on that Minneapolis show that got canceled for COVID? So there are some big gigs here. It is a really good tour, really good venues. I am personally very excited for this tour. And in order to get everyone else excited, we are going to play a little game here. We are going to do this draft. We are going to do a snake. And we are going to change things up every round. The rules are this. Only one person can pick an answer, with the exception of one question, which you'll understand why the rules won't apply for that. But everyone is going to get to take a shot at their personal pick for each category. And if Andy goes first and picks the song, show, gig, whatever that Dave was going to pick, Dave's going to have to go back to the drawing board. So these guys are going to be on the spot, going to have to dig deep into their brains, their memories, and they're going to have to conjure those predictive powers. Like I said, we've got categories that cover just about everything. I'm going to record these. We've got graphics that are going to go up on screen and let you at home know what we're picking. And I would love to see you pick too. Not only that, share your picks in the comments, but I want to know who you think got the answer right for each round. So if you're pulling for Pilates, let us know. If you're crazy for Cook, if you're zany for Zani, just yes.
Did you write those? Did you write those beforehand?
No, Andy, I am a professional.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I have been waiting my whole life for this opportunity. So without any further ado, I'm going to go to the first category. And that is, what will be the tour opener? Andy Bazzani, you are up first. When I say tour opener here, I mean first song, first set, first night. And the frame of reference,
tour opener is
the Why We Dance from Crystal Bay Casino in the beginning of the Why We Dance tour, January 2024, really set the tempo for the tour to come. So what do you think the band will pull out that first night, first set slot?
Now, something is occurring to me. Halloween is the tour opener, right?
Technically, Halloween is the tour opener.
That complicates things. I think I'm going to have to go with something like. Obviously, I'm not going to just say Jam, but Jam into Dream Journal for the opener. That feels like a. I don't know, setting appropriate, something that was strong in the past tour, something that's relatively new, and something that'll play well to that crowd.
Okay. I'm as the judge here, I'm going to say, Dave and John, you can still say Jam into something so long as it's not Dream Journal. Dave, Cook, what is your prediction for first?
I'm going to go Techno Confrontation.
Techno Confrontation. Very good. Dave, your reasoning.
Sort of, I mean, I feel like it's a familiarity. So I definitely feel like a song that, like will hit that like the crowd may already know. But I like the idea of sort of like easing in. I also think Techno Confrontation you've talked about this, I'm sure, the Mind Left Body jam sort of like built into it. So yeah, very appealing to that crowd.
It's a trick question somewhat. And Andy, you were on to this when you had that little moment of hesitation. It's the tour opener, but it's also a festival show. It's a festival show, but it's a 2-setter. So it's not like play the greatest hits with one new song sandwiched in 60 minutes, but it's also not like it's Thursday in Stroudsburg and we can do whatever the fuck we want. No one's paying attention outside of our community. So a Techno Confrontation, I think that is a good call in that obviously Confrontation, one of the hits, one of the festival set mainstays, and the Techno Confrontation version, a little something for the Deadheads, a little something for the EDM fans. Politis, two compelling answers off the board. Where
I got this. No, I'm saying, man, they just closed out their last show at the Mish with the bassist ending. So I think you keep the energy going strong. You keep the energy from last tour. Just start the thing with basis and just keep it rolling.
Wow. Well,
oh shoot, someone else is feeling. All right, there you
Alex Moskovich is on to you. Yeah, I mean, technically, since
keep
September
the momentum
7th,
strong.
We have been in a basis. This is a very long basis and a very long dyslexic basis. Yeah. So yes, Laura Brooks says basis. I'm seeing some other interesting calls from the chat. Christina is calling Scars. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Scars during that set. Laura also originally had said Simulations. I see a little bit of a theme here. Amanda Carson saying Scars.
I give like honorable mention or no? That's crap. No.
We'll see. We'll see.
Should I? I had another thought, but
no. What's that? Go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking how they started the last 20th anniversary tour with World is Spinning.
Okay.
So maybe they start this one with another spin. You know what I'm saying? But now. Just having some fun, guys.
Hell yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Chat, who do you think won that round? Chime in, let us know, and we're going to move on to round 2. Question number 2 in the draft. Dave Cook, you are in the first slot. What song will be played the most on this tour?
Oh, that's not Serpentine.
Yeah.
Well, but we have to switch it up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take the easy one then with Simulations.
Okay.
I mean, working through a debut that and it's also one. I think they're going to work the shit out of that song.
Yes. It really is between the newest of the new here, and Simulation is quite literally the newest of the new. John, you are up next. There's nothing to prevent you from saying basis again.
I was literally going to
answer. Every answer.
Can I just leave? Just put me down for basis.
What's the best show of the year? Basis. What's the best venue? Basis.
Who's going to sit in with the biscuits? Basis.
Yes.
I might give too many spoilers here. Sorry. So I have a question. Can you give an answer that somebody gave earlier for another question?
You want to say Dream Journal?
I want to say Dream Journal.
Okay, you can say that.
Boom.
You can
Lock it
definitely
in.
say Dream Journal. How about this? For extra credit, we're going to ask you also, how many times do you think these songs get played? So, Cook, how many times are we seeing Simulations this tour?
7.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's a solid pick.
I know a few people who are going to have to be institutionalized if the Disco Biscuits play a new song 7 times. Although, well, it technically is a Joey
24
song.
shows.
So these people are going to be in a lot of psychological distress. John Politis, how many times do you think you'll hear Dream Journal?
I was going to say 5, but he's got me thinking otherwise. I'll go 6.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, solid.
Andy?
Not gonna lie, my number 1 pick got selected, and then wouldn't you believe it, my number 2 pick got selected as well. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going backwards down the number line. I think Scars of the Brave has a good shot. Not only is it very recent as well, and I think I still have a chance here because they really were working that song pretty hard.
Yeah.
In the Between the Trees tour. There is such potential for like a real anthemic belter, the song that you just love to belt out with your friends at the show.
Yeah.
A lot of the new songs have great jam potential, great dance potential. Not all of them have great belter potential, and I feel like that's the X factor here. And I'm going to go with 6 as well, unless I need to pick a third new number.
I am comfortable with letting you guys have the same counts. Chat, let us know who won that round, and also what do you think will be the most played song of the tour? Someone asking, we've got 23 shows, so will it be just Justin Nichols thinks Risky Business? Strong contender for Song of the Year, if you're asking me. Basis, Cyrus Pluto is calling Basis. Alex, all Basis. I mean, if the whole tour is just one long version of Basis, technically Basis wins. Angela said Dream Journal or Simulations. I think a new song is probably our safest bet. Now, here's something interesting. No one said a new song that hasn't been debuted yet. And I would have accepted that answer, but I think we have 3 very strong contenders so far.
Sticking with Basis.
Trapdoor, Laura, that would make me very happy, and not just because I get to do that. All right, let's go.
That's my favorite lyric to belt.
Yes.
When they play Trapdoor. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's go to the next round. And John Politis, you are going to lead this round off. And yes, I am going to do that every time. Okay, debuts. Now, this is the one question where I am not necessarily looking for an original answer, but I want a little bit of speculation. Debuts, over or under 3 new songs that will debut on this tour. And if there is anything that you've heard us talk about on past episodes of Touchdowns All Day, for example, Mark Brownstein has named the birthday song Without You. John has named a couple of other songs that he has been working on. There are Very Moon songs that have not yet had Biscuits debuts. So there are a lot of options here. And I would love to know, John Politis, how many new songs do you think, over or under 3?
With the 3rd pick in the draft, I'm taking 2 debuts.
Ooh.
2. But that's not counting like Tractor Beam, right? Like we're talking like Biscuit songs, right?
Biscuit songs.
Biscuit
New
songs.
songs, not remixes, new renditions, or mashups. Thank you
I'll
for
say
making
2,
me clarify.
which is tough
that.
to go under because like my next guess would be 3 or 4, and then it would be over. But I'll stick with 2. I'll go two debuts.
Okay. Bazzani.
Over with a bullet.
Wow.
And I am going to, this is exactly the reason why I said, are we counting New Year's Run as part of the fall tour?
Oh.
I could see the New Year's Run having at least 2. I'm thinking like this will be like a New Year's 2023 situation where like, maybe not quite as aggressive, but I could see it like, most shows get a new song or something like that. I'm thinking. Do we want a specific number?
Go for it.
I'm thinking 5.
Bold. I like it. All right.
That is bold.
Cook, what do you say? Over or under? And we'll only be awarding points on the basis of over or under, but maybe we'll do some extra credit if someone gets the exact count correct.
Yeah, I'm going under. I'm tempted to even go like 1.
Whoa.
I think they're going to continue with the problem is you've got so many of these wild card shows like the acoustic. So we're not counting like Very Moon debuts.
I would allow a Very Moon debut.
I was thinking those were part of it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just first time played by
the Disco Biscuits, but not a like a Bis by DMT.
Yeah, no, I'll go. I mean, I think then, it's definitely still under. I'll go with 2 then.
Okay. 2. Okay.
Like any good P-tier, I'm going to change my answer to whatever Dave Cook says. Because, so
I don't think
Andy,
I don't think PT thinks that.
No, I'm not actually. I don't think that's allowed.
All right.
That's not really in the spirit of things.
Okay. Crowd has been all over the place. We've had 5, we've had 3, we've had 4. Well, only John, Joey, Mark, Aaron, Allen know who will be correct. We shall see. All right. Let us go to our next category. And that is, what song that was not played on the last tour will the band bust out on this tour? And let me give a little bit of additional context here. I wanted it to be bust outs, but then the definition of a bust out is always contested. It's, it hasn't been played in this many years. And then we have Don Cody trying to count on the Biscuits Internet Project, and we get the count wrong. Let's just say it wasn't played on the last tour. So this could be something very old school. This could be Laura Brooks's Ida Fifth coming through, or it could be Spaga's Last Stand that just sat the last tour out. But Andy Bazzani, we are back to you. You are in the number 1 selection spot this round. What is your pick for the song that the band will bust out this tour?
I did narrow down to 2 what I thought very strong choices. I am going to go with Spaga.
There wasn't a Spaga for the entire summer tour.
Are we counting summer? Because then I might need to go back to the drawing board.
I was counting.
They played it like back in June, I think.
Yes. Okay.
I
was counting between
I was using
the
PT definition of tour, which counts between the trees.
Blame it on me.
I do.
There's a PT problem.
This is Dave Cook's fault.
I'm gonna say
everyone hates my tour down.
Since June, because I feel like that Between the Trees tour and the Ardmore tour run residency, whatever. Okay, Andy, what's your?
Then I can give my silver medal answer, which I thought was almost as good. Gangster. There's been a significant dearth of Gangster. I don't think it's been played. Yeah, I don't think it's been played all year.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. And that needs to happen.
Okay, Gangster.
And now I need to fact check myself.
Cook, what is your call?
Stonewall.
Whoa, wishful thinking.
Well, we heard it from, I think the last time Alan was on. He talked about needing to brush up on it, right? So I'm feeling it at the acoustic.
I was gonna say that could be a nice pick.
That's getting ahead. I'll lose that pick.
That's nice.
Listen, there will be a lot of happy people if a Stone Waltz gets played on this tour. Politis, what are you thinking?
I'm swinging for the fences. I mean, they busted out You and I, which was crazy. So anything can happen. I'm going basis. No. Paper cut. Let's go. The people are ready. Everyone wants the paper cut back. If you don't want to play the middle section, I mean, I hope you do, but just play it. You know, the people are ready for paper cut. Let's go.
Well, I think the paper cut guy has like completely left tour, so now would be the time to play it, right?
That
The
would
guy
be
who-
classic. That would be classic Biscuits.
Adam,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but it's like, you know, I think this band has a savage sense of humor, and that's
Cool. I was the
sort
paper
of
cut
thing that they would do.
before he existed anyway. So you know, it's fun. I've always been
We
one that
can
paper
all
cut.
we can all do the TLC sing along over it. You know.
Yeah, come on. There's a little waterfalls action in there. Come on.
Okay, let's go to the chat and see some of the calls. I'm seeing Safety Dance.
That's a good pick.
I mean, it is kind of crazy that Abraxas doesn't get played anymore. I mean,
Photograph
I know-
took his job.
Yeah,
I-
Photograph.
it's
We got to kill Photograph first.
it really.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
it
they
should,
can't live. They can't live at the same time.
I don't think it should be an either.
Town's
or.
not big enough for both of them.
I think this town is big enough. I think. All
I
right,
agree.
Justin is saying wet. Toby is saying fiddler. That would be nice.
Sup,
Pat
Toby?
and Dex. Lauren's calling for
Keep
King of the World. I'm
going.
surprised. Do we not have a King of the World summer tour?
I feel like there was one over the summer, but it was not on the Between the Trees. King of the World was played in Columbus.
Okay. Yes. Well,
So
guys, let
I'd
me
enter the
know.
end of the set with it. I think.
Okay.
we should have hammered out the definition of tour.
Yeah.
before.
Well, listen.
Whatever.
No,
Whatever.
wow. It's been a while.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Chemical
Lower fat.
warfare. There are so many. I mean, the curse of a band with an active rotation of, as Barbara said last week, 250 plus songs, is that you're going to miss a lot of your favorites, but makes it all the sweeter when they come back. Chat, let me know who you think picked correctly. Bazzani had Gangster, Cook, Stone Waltz, John Politis with Paper Cut, and lots of amazing calls from you guys. Okay, we're getting now into the subjective territory. Let me chime the chimes. Okay. Which song, in your humble opinion, will provide the biggest jam vehicle of this tour? What do I mean by that? Well, you've heard me say it on this show many times. It's Saturday night. It's the second set. It's the second song. It used to be Deal. It used to be Doorbell. What is it going to be this tour? The song that gets the prime real estate in the set and that stretches out and the band uses to showcase what they are all about. So first up in this round, Dave Cook.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Firewall Exchange.
Okay.
It's their best one. Like of the new material. I mean, it's so good they had to use it to fix doses.
It's Firewall Exchange. It's doses. It's Firewall Exchange. It's doses. Firewall Exchange, listen, that's not a controversial pick. It's certainly been one of the band's biggest songs that has been showcased in so many of the most important slots since it debuted. Wouldn't be surprised if it had another run. John Politis, what is your call, your prediction for the song that will have us all with our jaws on the floor this fall?
So I was thinking about how last tour it was kind of what's it called? Doses that kind of blew up when people weren't expecting it and it had all these jams. So I was trying to think like what's the next Doses? So I'm gonna say Under Your Spell. Kind of like one of those newer songs that like hasn't quite like taken everybody yet.
Yeah.
But
Solid.
yeah. That's what I'm feeling. Because I mean it does already have great jams, but now I think it's gonna be like people start taking notice now.
You know, I was going to use Under Your Spell as an example for a later category of a song that had a great glow up, because Under Your Spell, first few versions, the band didn't really know where to go with it. And then in March, they added that additional section and suddenly the song had more of a sense of purpose, wasn't just sort of an aimless jam in that kind of slower tempo. I would not be surprised. I know that the band loves Under Your Spell. I know that it's a lot of fun for them to play, and that's a huge prerequisite for these songs that end up in that primetime slot. Now, Bazzani, what are you going to be talking about in your year-end assessments of 2025 as the Song of Fall tour?
I am going to be recycling an older pick because, unsurprisingly, the song that gets played the most has a high likelihood of being the jam vehicle of the tour. It's going to be Scars of the Brave.
Wow.
And I'm taking Scars. It's maybe a more old school answer. Despite being a new song, let me explain what it's got. I think a lot more potential to be split, to be inverted in interesting ways, I think, than some of the other jamception type songs. So I think the fact that it can have those like really big, like there's a potential for, you know, a 30-minute standalone version or something like that. And I think being able to use the song in inventive ways will more lend it to taking that spot.
We saw some glimpses of what Scars is capable of also.
Absolutely.
We saw it at Merriweather. We saw it in a couple other shows that are right now escaping me, and I'm pulling up the Biscuits Internet Project to refresh my memory a little bit. Obviously, the performances at Portland, at the Music Box on the 4th of July, at the Borgata. Scars definitely was an important song this last tour. And I think there is a very good chance we see that second Scars jam just really open up. And, you know, we get our first 30+ minute Scars this year. Chat, I'm seeing lots of interesting things in the chat. I am seeing a lot of people who are agreeing with some of your picks. Toby Nicastro likes that Under Your Spell pick, as does Dan. I'm seeing Amanda Carlson with an unconventional pick, Underwear Smell. Under Your Spell. Excuse me. Sorry.
Misheard lyrics.
Yes. Simulations, Chris from Idaho. That would be kind of cool. Listen, I think Simulations really does have big potential.
It definitely is like, it could go anywhere. You know, it's so early.
And it's like an Avicii song. It's like, it's got that big kind of like stadium anthemic, fist pumping kind of very accessible techno electronic music feel. So I am very excited. I mean, no matter what the answer to this question is, we all sort of win, but I would like to know who of our three expert panel members are you guys thinking made the best pick? Let us know in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to queue up our next question. I got to send that to Magner. He can drop that as a sample. Okay. Other end of the spectrum, from bust outs, from most often played. What is a song that is about to get shelved? Now, you know, we can think about, for example, a lot of Revolution in Motion songs have really fallen out of favor, it seems. Spaga's Last Stand we haven't seen for a while. Even Shocked has really trickled, which is very, very unfortunate.
It's criminal.
When is there a time when Shocked didn't crush? So the question here is a song that was played on the last tour that might not get played on this tour. And there's a lot of ways to approach this. You could say, listen, Fish Out of Water, that was like a gag. They're not going to keep doing it. But then you listen to that 9/7 Fish Out of Water from Mish.
I'm hoping to see it, man. I want to see it.
That hip hop beat. I think that there's going to be some more Fish Out of Waters. The first pick goes back to Politis. John, what is your selection this round for a song that you think is about to go on ice?
I think I'm going with a song they've already been kind of cooling off, and I feel like Postcard's taking its momentum away. They did sneak us one at Ardmore, which was nice, but I'm saying Stars in the Sky. I feel like it's starting to like slip down a little, and I like it, but I feel like it's fallen a little out of their favor. They're loving all the new stuff, and Postcard kind of hits those notes a little better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll say Stars in the Sky.
That is a good pick. I like that pick. And it's true. I think that there are certain songs that compete for the same slot. Postcard is competing with Stars, is competing with Kitchen Mitts. Not to say that it has earned the status of a Kitchen Mitts in terms of its, emotional heft, but it kind of is in that same tempo, same ballady mode. And you're not going to get too many of those in back-to-back shows. If they're really focusing on Postcard, there are definitely some songs that are just not going to get as many times at the plate. And I think Stars in the Sky is a fair call for that. Bazzani, what are you thinking?
So this is definitely going to be a hot take.
Whoa.
Based on some of the earlier comments from my fellow panel members and from my esteemed comments section. I'm going with Under Your Spell.
You think the Under Your Spell is getting pulled from the rotation for this tour?
I think we get a flat 0. And I'm saying that because we now have Dream Journal. We have.
You need to shut up.
Andy? Absolutely not.
Shut up.
What was that?
Shut up. Shut up.
Did you just fucking soundboard me?
Shut up.
We have, as a society, progressed beyond the need for Under Your Spell. That's a little harsh, but
wow.
I really think.
Dude, right in with you.
Tell us what you really think. Yes,
on,
seriously. Andy says, you know what? Just keep driving. I'll walk. I'll walk. I'll take the bus. No need. I don't know why I just started playing the theme song.
It works.
Andy, you have me really rattled here. I'm just
All right.
Under Your Spell. Wow, that is. But you know what? This is why we have you on. We want hot takes. We don't want safe answers. Politis. Jesus.
Stars in the Sky,
why
dude? Come
even
on, that was a
bother?
good one. That was a good one, bro. All right,
No,
fine.
it is a good one. Cook,
Basically.
how do you follow that, Cook? You just say they're not going to play I-Man or Shimmy?
Oh, that was my pick. Iron Man.
Iron Man?
I was Iron Man. Yes. It's
Yes.
time for
All
it
right,
to
well, I
die.
won this round.
Tell them.
Okay, Cook, I'm going to need you to make a very strong, eloquent case for that because we are talking
Go on,
about
though.
probably, I don't
A
know,
classic song.
one of the
That is
5
clearly-
songs that this band will play the last show they play. Like, when you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Disco
yeah.
Biscuits,
I
I-Man
think-
is on that list.
Yeah, I'm sure this has to be like one of John's favorite songs because, it feels like they play it without just all the time. But I really challenge you to name a song that gets played as frequently, and I think they're starting to realize it. Iron got played once this last tour, and its frequency has been dropping, and I think it's time for a little bit of a rest.
Interesting. Now, am I alone in thinking that I-Man was absolutely fantastic through 2023, like a real highlight of a lot of the shows that it was played at?
You're not alone, but I know Dave disagrees.
Okay, Dave, let's argue.
We've gotten into this.
Yeah.
I got a soft spot for some Type 1 I, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think when Iron Man hits, it's really, I love aspects of it. The middle, even though the fact that the middle jam doesn't do any, the ending jam, it's
Yeah.
very pretty. Every time I've seen it, it is a nice way to end this. There are aspects of Iron Man. I don't think it's been, I think for as often as it's used, I don't think it's been a big jam vehicle, really a Type 2 one in a while, honestly.
True,
But
true. And it does take up about 40 minutes of every set that it is played in, which I
yeah.
know you
And
have a problem with.
Some of those minutes are pretty good, though, occasionally.
yeah, there was one, I forget. There was a long one in recent history where there was a good chunk of that. So there was actually a chunk of the 40
Aspen.
minutes that were
Yeah, Belly Up,
Aspen
right?
last year?
Belly Up 2024?
Yeah.
That was like a 50-minute or 45-minute.
Yeah, and some chunk of that was good.
Well,
But yeah. That was my I had to try to how do you have a hotter take than under your spell? So
you
that
just
was
did
my
it.
that was
You
my
rose
stretch.
to- You
that was
rose
my
to the
stretch.
occasion, my man. You rose to the occasion for sure.
Yeah.
John,
and
you
we'll
want
bring back
to pick
Gangster.
something riskier now?
Yeah. John, do you want to pick basis?
You know what? Nope, we're sticking with stars, man. That's a dumb.
Good. I like a man who believes in his point of view, who has conviction, consistency, stability. The chat is on fire. The chat is convinced that I-Man is going to be played. Toby says the panel is 0 for 3 on this one. Toby, chime in. I don't see what your pick is, but I'd love to hear. Toby, the case can be made that we can replace these three guys with Toby.
Stars Fest? What are you saying?
Christina is saying Nughuffer.
No, she's saying
going
she agrees with John.
Oh, I'm going to just say she's
Huffer.
saying Nughuffer, that they're not going to play Nughuffer, and I'm the host, so I get to decide.
No, because then you have...
Hugger, are you just revealing your screen name, Politis?
If you don't know by now, man, you're on the wrong podcast.
I'll see myself out.
Dave Cook is Cook DW. So,
oh my God.
Dropping bombs
Whoa.
through the whole podcast.
All right, guys, let's go.
He said doorbell. There's Nico's pick. He says doorbell.
Doorbell,
that was in my top 3. That was in my top 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
4 times.
They were all toasty takes. Absolutely.
Doorbell will be the second most song played this tour.
Look at the trajectory from like winter and summer to Between the Trees. It was like 5 times, 6 times, twice.
Okay.
So, it felt like we're, it's not as out there of a pick.
But like half those were tractor beams, so it was like an inflated total.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think Doorbell is going anywhere. We're not going to be at peak Doorbell any longer, but with an album coming out, you got to think Doorbell and Fire Will Exchange will be the songs that they push from the album. So I think that they're going to.
Don't get me wrong. I am not rooting for it at all. But
I
feel like a
album songs. I like the Scars pick. I mean, I think that's
Stars?
No,
Stars. Stars.
In terms of songs to be pushed.
Yes.
I think
Scars.
I think Scars
like
is a great call.
Scars likewise will get a huge push. Okay, let's go to the next round, and leading off this round, we are back to Bazzani, and the question is, which song is going to have the biggest glow up? And I was earlier using Under Your Spell as an example of a song that really found its place, found its purpose, found its identity over the course of a few months of being played. We can think of so many songs. I mean, listen, remember when Freeze was like the worst song that the Biscuits had and then became something that was so
I don't
massive?
remember that. I was never.
Go back and listen to those summer 2023 versions.
I will not do that.
Or 2022, excuse me.
But I was never anti-Freeze.
I've always loved Freeze, but the first few versions were nowhere near what the song is today. So, Andy, your pick for the most improved song from this tour.
So played in the recent tour.
A song that you think is really going to find.
With this is maybe a little too easy because there's nowhere to go but up. I'm going with Fish Out of Water.
Okay.
They did not relearn that song after a decade to not absolutely knock it out of the park. We're going to get some big fishies this tour, and you're all going to forget why you were mad about Planet Anthem. I guarantee it.
I love the fact that enough time has elapsed that the album that basically caused the band to break up and John to break his hand is now like fondly sought after. Like, oh God, they're playing Fish Out of Water.
I know that there are still some Fish Out of Water haters. I saw my first Fish Out of Water and my first You and I at Pine Creek. I was considerably more excited for Fish Out of Water.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you a You and I hater?
No, not that far. Not that far. But
It's one
I do remain a little bit, I guess, perplexed at how much of a request that was.
Yeah.
Fine song, sure.
Okay.
I also think I was like, because I figured it was probably coming after they did it at Ardmore. It was less surprising. That might have been a factor.
Much less of a surprise. Okay. Andy is picking Fish Out of Water. And really, there's only one way that can go. I mean,
right? Exactly.
It's either going to be played as a 3-minute encore, or it's going to find its wings like it did in the Mish. Cook, what is your pick for a song that is about to bust loose?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a tough one. So I've got two. I'll go with Tantalize.
Okay, very good.
Because I feel like by the time, like again, like the trajectory that it's on, you can feel that they're so much more comfortable playing that song now, and that it sort of has, they're ready to play it, but it doesn't yet have it doesn't have a big middle jam yet. They haven't really it hasn't quite lifted off. I think it will this tour.
I think that's a good call because it's a song that really hasn't yet figured out what it wants to be, but the band has really been working on just getting the composition down, and that's a prerequisite for being comfortable enough to tear it open. Was your other pick going to be Champions?
Let Politis
you take both
go.
my picks. You take both.
I can't.
Let Politis go.
Yeah, I can't.
Politis.
I'm still saying it. I don't care. I was going to say Tantalize because Biscuits haven't got it to as good as Electron plays it. When Electron plays Tantalize, it's like locked in and really on point. So I was leading that way, but now I'm going to say Champions because when they rework Champions, it's just I used to like Champions. Now oh my God, it's like 15 minutes of the same thing, just like. So I think that has nowhere to go but up. I think they're going to cut some of the fat out and be like, we can't play Champions for 20 minutes straight on the same melody and maybe find a way to make it a little more interesting again. So
I think they were
that's my pick.
They were approaching that at PCL. I was like, I actually didn't.
Yeah, by the end of tour, the very end of tour.
I was like, all right, yeah, maybe they're figuring it out. Yeah,
I actually really like the rework in terms of like as a song. I just haven't. I don't quite like not. Yeah, I don't know if they're not as comfortable or what, or if they like. Yeah, why they get locked in? It is surprisingly long because
they gotta
I feel like it's
on the same melody
song
for so long.
They gotta figure out. They gotta figure out like. Either they got to tighten up those instrumental sections in between, or they got to blow them out and do like actual jams in there, explore some new spaces. And I feel like either one of those people would be happier with. So, yeah.
I think that's a great call. I think Champions is a song that has a lot of emotional significance for its composer. I think there might be a reluctance to let go of some of those sections because they are very personal, very meaningful. The melody is absolutely beautiful. A jam into Champions is one of the highlights.
I love the song. I just think they sit on it a little bit. That's all. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I think
another way of handling Champions might be just do a end of Champions and then jam into the end and then out, or don't play the whole thing, split it, like just play part of it. Just
Andy's idea, like blow, or you said it, blow up one of the sections. Like Astronaut got us suspended in the air, that became its own like thing. So like if you can get,
and they had to take they had to do like 2 years of playing for like 5 minutes before they could like really like 08, 09, suspended in the air. Yeah, it's phenomenal. And it was, very much worth the effort.
I like that idea. I like that approach.
From the chat, one song that came up quite a few times, Tamarin.
That is interesting.
That would have been one of my picks to be shelved.
To shelf.
Yeah, if I were going to go safe, Rivers and Tamarin were my safe picks.
Yeah. I feel like as we were talking earlier about songs that kind of render one another obsolete.
Take each other's parts.
Yeah, I don't think you need Tamarin and Rivers in the rotation at the same time. They're kind of
Well, that's
from
what I was
that
going to say,
same
kind
year.
of like with Brownie songs. Like last tour, we got a bunch of Grass is Greens, but no Sister Judy's. So like maybe this tour, they chill on the Grass is Green and they bring Judy's back like they crushed last New Year's run. It was the hot Judy's on New Year's Eve last year.
Did we not have a single Judy's on the summer?
There might have been one, but it wasn't like played much.
That's a bummer because Judy's really, really came on strong in the last few years.
Yeah, New Year's last year was phenomenal. You got me checking now on Judy's.
And don't get me wrong, Grass is Green has been crushing. Grass is Green has
it's like the era of Grass is Green. There's never been an era where they played it this much, I don't think, or like crushed versions ever at any point.
Yeah,
All right.
No Judy's since January. Judy's
That's
January.
criminal. We need a Judy's, a big
That's
Judy's.
what I'm saying. Chill the Grass is Green, bring the Judy's a little back this time. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that.
All right.
Yeah, that was a weird.
This next round is brought to you by Kleckner and Sons. Which classic pre-Revolution in Motion song will have the biggest resurgence on this tour? So this was inspired a little bit by how, I don't know, in 2024, I feel like Shamrock had a big resurgence. Shamrock was really showing up. Hot Air Balloon in 2023 was just every time it was getting played, which was not a lot, but it was extremely memorable and factored into some of the most exciting segments of music of the year. So my question for you, Dave Cook, is what is a classic that is going to have a resurgence on this fall tour? Something that is due for a little more attention and a little more enthusiasm.
So I'm going to go with Abyss.
Okay.
Because this last one, they basically only played the tractor beam version of it, including that weird is it or is it not the tractor beam version?
Yes.
So I feel like it's clear that they were like trying something new with it. So I'm gonna go with Abyss, but I feel like the last one, the reason why it didn't sound like all the other tractor beam versions was because they fucking nailed the intro, like classic intro style. So
yes.
Yeah.
That is true. Abyss sort of got swallowed up by its tractor beam remix, and that's always a bummer when we kind of forfeit the original flavor for the remix. John, what is a classic that you think will come back to prominence this fall?
Well, if it's pre-Revolution, it's a classic at this point, so I'm going with Catalyst.
Okay.
I know Barber loves that song, and he still tries to sneak it in like whenever he can, so I mean, I think the people love it. So if you get a few big versions, maybe even like two, this tour, if there's like two big versions, I think that counts. So,
okay.
That definitely counts. Yeah, that's big for Catalyst.
Yeah.
I'm always shocked, Catalyst being one of the many songs that came in the long period where I was not around. If I wrote a song like Catalyst, I'd probably play it like every third show. Same with Shadow. Catalyst and Shadow, I think of being really curious that those songs have had such relatively low frequency of play up until relatively recently. Is there any explanation? Has this been something that you guys have ever delved into?
I think Catalyst got sucked up into, like, it's paired with AC/DC and bassist, like, or at least it was like so frequently that it almost was like guaranteed to be like medley style and didn't really get the opportunity to breathe. I mean, they played,
It's also the timing of when it was released, and it's just like people were, it was hard for a lot of those songs to catch on, and a lot of good songs were shelved really before they got the chance to be anything.
Yeah.
Like Necromancer.
Catalyst held on tenaciously, but it never really it could be like something that you build a set around. And this is another one of my famous hot takes. I think the Catalyst guitar peak is like among the best in the catalog. I think it's just the emotional catharsis of it is so much of like what I'm looking for like a set ending, fist pumping. I was like, for years on the band's Facebook, I was like, Inverted Catalyst was my big request for years before that was a thing. And they've done it, I think, 3 times in 7 years now, and I feel like that's not enough.
Yeah.
Like
That first one though, the New
Oh,
Year's
man,
Rose 2018, back to back with Infinite Morph.
oh, that was
Chef's kiss.
one of the best nights of my life because
Chef's
like
kiss.
I was standing around, I think something like 15 people who all knew my request. You know, it was kind of like getting Inverted Dawn at Mish.
A special moment.
Oh man, yeah, I love the Catalyst. I love the Catalyst answer.
And you guys would know better than me though, but Catalyst I always think of as being sort of in a supporting player role. It's never really the lead. It's never the meat of the set, but it's like a lot of great sets are made even better by there being a Catalyst in the mix. I'd love to see that set where Catalyst gets to stretch out and becomes the focus of a second set.
Bookends. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it's ever been split up. I would have to fact check myself later on that, but if it has, it's not coming to me.
Okay.
I feel like it would function great in that role.
Andy, what is your pick for a classic that is due for
Has anyone said Catalyst yet? Because that's like all I can think of right now. I am gonna go with I feel like I don't have a great answer for this. I feel like it's probably just wishful thinking, but I'm feeling Dribble. I love Dribble so much, and I feel like there are enough great versions from, recently enough, like past few years, and there are enough versions recently that have been close to greatness that I'm like, yeah, I feel like we got a shot. But I love Dribble. It's among my favorite Biscuits compositions. It's by far my favorite lyrics in the catalog. And it's just a ton of fun, and it's such a unique feel. The jams oftentimes do not quite live up to the promise of the song itself. So I'm feeling a big Dribble tour.
I think, to put a tag on that, I would say, how about Dribble comes back and the actual Dribble jam is what you're excited about, as opposed to the jam into the dribble and the jam out of the dribble, because that's what Dribble has been.
That's what
for
I'm
the
saying.
last few years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Middle jam.
There have been some very good. There have been enough very good middle jams since the Revolution Fort Lauderdale 2019.
Yeah.
This was like a phoenix from the ashes moment for Dribble, and there have been like hints at that since then. Someone in the comments mentioned Biscoland Dribble. Biscoland Dribble was fantastic. That had a great main jam as well.
Charlottesville Dribble, Portland Dribble. There have been great dribbles, but for my money, it's been the Dribble outro jam that has gotten me the most amped up. The chat has been on fire for this question. We've seen Don, Frog Legs. Let's see.
I've seen Uber Glue. I love Uber Glue as a pick.
Minions, Monster. Monster would be great, but I don't know if it fits the old school category. World is Spinning, Story, or Memphis.
Monster is pre-Revolution in Motion, so it does fit. The letter of the law is not the spirit.
Justin Nichols says Nughoffer, Amanda Carlson down to the bottom. Alex Moskovich, Running. I think Running, there have been some great runnings. It has not been played very often. And I think it kind of doesn't necessarily fit with the direction the band ended up going in after that song entered the rotation. But every once in a while, Running will actually prove me wrong and surprise me. So listen, no matter who's right on this one, we all win. Next round, we are moving along. Okay. Which Tractor Beam version or remix will make an appearance in a Biscuits set list? Now, this isn't necessarily new, first time, but I think that we have seen over the course of the summer the band pulling back on Tractor Beam finding its way into the Biscuits sets. Now, you could find a number of examples that prove me wrong. The aforementioned Abyss mashup that got played a lot this summer. But there was a time when if the band did something in Tractor Beam and they liked it, you'd get it quite a lot in Biscuit sets. Boom, for example. Leave Me Alone, for example. On and on. It felt like it was going to happen, but I think that they backed off of that and they haven't really done it again since the first few times after they tried it out. So here's the question. What of the Tractor Beam repertoire, and this can go back to the 2024 Tractor Beam, anything from this year, what do we think we might have a chance of seeing in a Biscuits set this tour? John, we'll start with you.
I'm going with the one I'm pretty sure was debuted in Philly. It was the Wormhole. Was that the only time they played it? Was that one time?
That is the one and only Tractor Beam Wormhole.
That's the fresh new Tractor Beam track. Was that Wormhole? Was crazy. So I definitely think they want to play that again for sure.
Okay. Andy, what's your pick?
This is one that I really enjoyed when I heard it. I feel like it could be a lot of fun in a Biscuit set. Dino Baby, Baddest of Them All, a mashup, I think would be a lot of fun in a Biscuit set.
Very good. Very good. Dino Baby. I feel like Dino Baby is getting lost in the shuffle. Dino Baby rarely disappoints. And let's make sure Dino Baby gets its credit. Cook, what are you thinking is going to leak between the permeable barrier between Tractor Beam and Biscuits?
I mean, I think it should be Leave Me Alone. But the
yes,
but I think
suck it, haters.
But for some reason, I mean, and Alan mentioned this as well. Like, Leave Me Alone is a better version, but I think On and On. I think there's like On and On is the drum and bass you get. Like, so I think On and On is the answer. I think that's why it leaked through in the first place. I think it'll be there again.
And someone in the chat, Amanda said, and Barber loves playing it. I think that she's referring to On and On. Barber triggers the samples in On and On, and I think that is a big factor in this. Yes, Barber loves playing with his computer on stage, and I think that an opportunity to do more of that he will like. Another call, one that I would say, Tricycle Living on a Prayer. One of my favorite moments from summer is that I think it was not Living on a Prayer, Like a Prayer. I think we're combining Bon Jovi and Madonna there, but that version from Connecticut, from Westport, Dino Baby, Davey Cook, Dino Baby being teased as a transition. That's a whole other topic. We could do an entire episode. Songs that aren't getting played except as a transition. I'm looking at you, Another Spin. Okay, I want to keep moving quickly because I'm realizing we still have a few more categories to go, and it is 7:15. So, you guys getting sick of that chime yet? Okay. Who, if anyone, will sit in with the band this tour? If you pick Tom Hamilton, you are a coward. Andy Bazzani, you are first.
Thank God I'm first, because that was my backup answer. In parentheses, I wrote, that feels like cheating though. I think that we will get a sit-in from one of the members of Dogs in a Pile at Halloween.
Okay. Dogs
in a Pile. I don't know their names.
That's quite all right.
What are them?
No one does.
They just go by the collective Dogs in a Pile. Even their own family members refer to them as the guy from Dog in a Pile.
One of those dogs. Their fans call themselves Diapers. Did you know that? Because
I was going to say, typing it out, Diapers. That's not good. No. I don't like that. No, I don't think that's good. Listen, no shame to be Dogs in a Pile fan.
No shade,
and I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but let's not bring diapers into the conversation.
Unless
Dave?
The alternative is pooping in the pit, in which case maybe we should. All right, I'm done.
I'm gonna go. I mean, we've had him before. So Al from Mo. And on Fish Out of Water. I'm gonna pick the song. No, something like that.
Okay.
At Halloween though, yeah. I mean, Halloween I think is best chance.
Can I add a song too then?
Yes.
For extra credit. Help on the Way.
Oh, very exciting. Last time played 1995 or something like that.
No.
Oh wait, was that part of the
Help on the
Kreutzmann
Way? Help on the Way
weekly
has
shows?
had a few appearances in the modern-ish
With
era.
Tom Hamilton, right?
Wow.
That's right. My first camp had Tom Hamilton sat in on Help on the Way. It's Help Slip Confro. It's actually really good.
Yeah,
for
it is
2015.
really good.
What about Capitol Theater? And they played at Capitol Theater?
They played it at the Cap in 2019. I think that might be the most recent. But it's like it's a dead cover that has come up enough in the modernish era that I feel like it's a solid possibility.
Alrighty. Politis, what's your call for sit-in for this tour?
Well, they're playing a few shows in Chicago, so I'll go with some of the Humphreys Bros.
Oh,
Nice.
Humphreys in Chicago.
Yeah.
Very good. My personal pick was going to be there are 2 shows at Higher Ground. You can get 2 out of the 3 Brownstein children on stage during that set. So I think we might see a little Brownstein family band action there. Okay. Speaking of Brownstein, we got 2 questions in a row that are very Brownstein coded. At what show do they play the Sentimental Home Again Encore, Dave Cook?
Yeah, I looked at this tour and I don't like none of the venues feel like a obvious Home Again. I'll go with Town Ballroom.
Okay.
I feel like that has some classic shows. It's sort of the end of a chunk, and I don't know. It's shot in the dark, really.
That's a sound call. I think Town Ballroom is an important venue for this band. And John, excuse me, your call for where they do the Home Again Encore.
I'm going Stroudsburg. I mean, it's Pennsylvania. It's the last night of the run. It's Sunday after like 3 nights in New York. So I don't know, maybe back home in PA for Sunday.
Okay. Very good. I think that is a safe call. That is, effectively the hometown gig for this tour. Bazzani, what say you?
It's not so much the venue is home, but it is his home. I'm going with Brooklyn Steel.
Very good. Laura
Nobody
Brooks.
picked New Year's Eve. Nobody picked New Year's Eve. That's interesting.
Laura Brooks made that call.
In Boston? that would be bold.
I mean, it's New Year's Eve though. That's the home,
Maybe Norwalk. Maybe Norwalk will be home again. But I'm sticking with Brooklyn Steel. Actually, 930 Club was my backup answer too. I could see that as well. That's like
It's my home.
Yeah. They'll play it for you.
I'll take that.
Anyone know off the top of their head when the last 930 Club show was?
I want to say 2019, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, was it 18 or 19? Yeah, like the January. I don't remember.
Oh,
night before the anthem.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
It encored with Bizarre.
It has been a minute.
Weird show.
It would be a homecoming of sorts, an important venue in that band's history. Okay. Sticking with the Brownstein theme. At which show is Mark going to say from the stage, oh, excuse me, this is the nicest venue we've ever played?
Am I up?
I'm sorry. Yes, John, you are up first this round.
Garcia's acoustic in Chicago. It's like sit down. It's like a sit down spot, and looks pretty classy for these guys. Yeah.
Wow.
Very good. Okay,
Wow.
that is a good.
I was trying to figure out which one of those guys was you. I was like, fucking brownie.
That is a very good call. Garcia is a very intimate show. The powered down Disco Biscuits. Andy, what are you thinking is going to be the nicest place we've ever played?
You guys, we were supposed to play here back in 2020. We haven't gotten around to it. I wish we had gotten here sooner. This is the nicest venue we've ever played. Fillmore, Minneapolis.
Okay.
Shut up.
Let's leave the comedy to a professional here.
I love that.
I think that's a good call. I think that is a good call. I've heard nice things about the Minneapolis Fillmore, and the Minneapolis people have been patiently waiting for almost 6 years for that show to be made up. Cook, what venue do you think is going to elicit that response out of Brownstein?
Yeah, I was going with the other Chicago venue. I feel I'm like vibing off the acoustic into a much nicer space with Dahlia Hall, or
Thalia
however you
Hall.
say that. Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, moving right along. This round, Bazzani is up first. And this one caused a lot of confusion when we were planning for the episode, but I think Andy is clear what I mean now. What Biscuit song that hasn't had a Tractor Beam remix is going to get a Tractor Beam remix at one of those Tractor Beam performances we alluded to earlier? There's Halloween, there's Brooklyn, and then there is 1229 beginning the New Year's run. What song is going to get Tractor Beamed this tour?
Memphis.
Interesting. And what are we thinking?
Memphis
Like a little hip hop thing, or
Yeah, exactly. Memphis has the perfect potential.
Well, it did happen at the Tractor Beam versus Perfume show.
Yes,
It was
but
the
that
hip-hop
was a Perfume mashup with a.
Yeah, against Tractor. Yeah.
I think we're only counting like Tractor
That
Beam
was a
3.
No,
Perfume.
yeah, no, you're right. You're
That
right.
was
You're
a,
right.
yeah, and that was a Perfume. It was a Perfume rendition.
Yeah, it was Perfume.
I think
against the
that
Tractor Beam, but was
that's
Perfume.
the idea I'm thinking though, is because that loungy hip hop beat in the main jam I think would really lend itself well to some rap samples, something to something that really fits the Tractor Beam vibe.
I like it. Cook, what are you thinking?
Buddha.
Buddha.
Yeah, I feel like did I make up that like there was like a Magner, or someone had talked about that they had worked on it. Yeah.
Yes, I think it was mashed up with Guy Barada or something like that. Someone who knows electronic music will know better than I the name, but like a Brazilian, I believe, producer. And it's been on the shelf. It's something that they worked on for the Pine Creek Tractor Beam that just never made its way into the set. Politis, what is your call for something that is due for a Tractor Beaming?
Space Train.
Ooh.
They did so many of the Revolution songs already. They've done Times Square and Tourists and like so many of them. I don't know. I think Space Train, they could use a little juice to that song. So I think it would be hot.
Very good. Okay. Was Space Train the song that Cloud Chord said not too long ago that he would want to
A
do
surf
remix for? Yeah. I think that, Space Train really has been MIA, and what better way to get it back into the mix than with a Tractor Beam version? There have been lots of great answers in the chat. I'm seeing crickets. Laura Brooks with Ida Fifth. I think Laura answers Ida Fifth for all of the questions. Amanda Carson, by the time. I would not be averse to that. Dylan saying Caterpillar. I mean, why the hell not? I mean, it's a Biscuits classic. Let's reimagine it and give it a fresh makeover. All right. Cook, you are leading off this round. And we are staying on the theme of reinterpreting classic material in a new setting and context. We've talked about Garcia's The Powered Down quasi-acoustic show. What is one song that you are pretty confident that we will see presented in a semi-acoustic fashion at Garcia's?
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, Stonewall. This is, to me, like a perfect place to debut it, or not to debut it, but to bring it back.
Has there ever been an acoustic Stone Waltz?
I don't think so.
Like from a Barber acoustic show?
Yeah, we'll have to check the BIP or the archives. But Stone Waltz acoustic, forget it.
It would probably only be Stone. I mean, like there might. I mean, I think Barber's. I mean, like there might be a Stone.
Interesting. Okay, maybe a Stone Liquid Laser then. John, what is your call for something that might get the acoustic treatment at Garcia's?
Country Royale, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah. The way they like to bring it way down, like already, and with the banjo, like then a guy comes out with a banjo and it's just lit.
Oh, I would love that.
Scrap the banjo part, but yeah.
No, get Bella Fleck out there, dude. That would be sick.
Yeah.
Oh man. Andy, what's your pick for something that gets the acoustic treatment in Garcia's on December 19th?
I have no idea if this is super safe or way out there. I'm going with friggin' AWOL's Blues.
Whoa.
I have a strong feeling that we're going to get an AWOL's.
I mean, listen, we're in the home of the electric blues. We're in Chicago. Why not an acoustic AWOL's Blues?
Last time I saw them play it was in Barber Acoustic. That's the last time I saw
Yeah,
it.
same.
Really?
Same. That was. I think honestly, that's probably what put the thought in my head.
The World Cafe Live in Philly.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
My first 5-night run.
Okay, I'm going to read some of the suggestions made by the chat because these are good. I like Jordan Nadler. I am pining for Strawberry Girl. If we have Fish Out of Water and You and I back and Mirrors, it is time for justice for Strawberry Girl. Redheads unite. Strawberry Girl is a banger. Full hot air balloon. Yes. Why not just do the whole thing? I can't believe they played the whole thing. An acoustic I-Man has happened. It definitely has. Christina, just with the letter O 3 times in a row. That
Classic Christina.
That would be exciting. Ryan Slavin with Jamelia. I mean,
not
Jamelia is going to have its moment. I feel like we're in the backlash to the woke period now. It's apparently appropriate to say all the things that we learned for many years we shouldn't say. People are Heiling Hitler in the streets from government offices.
Careful now.
At the very least, can we have a Jamelia? Come on. If we have to deal with all this other crap, can we have a Jamelia? We've got AWOL's, another AWOL's. So lot of Fish Out of Water acoustic. Floss. I personally am more of a flows guy, but Floss can rip sometimes too, especially acoustic.
That's the rework.
And a Loose Change. That would be interesting. I feel like a song. I would love to see them really surprise us with a song that is very electronic, very much reliant upon samples and sequencers and keyboards and stuff, but strip it down and give us just that really soulful.
Barbara's gonna redeem the acoustic Above the Waves from Melstock 99 acoustic.
Ooh.
Have you ever heard that, Max?
I was there.
There you go.
Do you remember?
But do you remember?
I do. I very much remember because that was the show where Why Not the Clown accompanied on djembe. My pick would be, if we're going to be talking about those old Melstock acoustics, I'd love to see like Poncho the Cat or Music from My Soul, or one of those songs that only ever got played by Barber when he had a notebook in front of him and they didn't really have an ending. So he would just sort of start talking stream of consciousness halfway through. Or we could even get a 6 or 7 times a day. That would be very, very good. Okay, we are at our final round. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The biggest question on everyone's mind. Every year, the Disco Biscuits have a tradition of coming out on New Year's Eve, and for the countdown, they do something creative and interesting with one of the songs in their catalog. Very often it is a statement about the year that is coming to a close. It's the song of the year gets that moment to shine, or it's just a creative reimagining of one of the songs that they have that allows them to fit the countdown into the composition. But when 2025 is coming to a close, what do we think will be the song that we are all listening to right before the balloons drop and everyone is hugging and having that celebratory moment in the pit in Boston? And sorry, John, you are up.
7-Eleven.
Wow. And your reasoning?
People have been clamoring for it because it's gotten a lot more rare, I would say. And at Ardmore, it was one of the biggest moments of the 6-night Ardmore run, as everyone felt the end coming and like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? And then when they dropped into it, it was one of the best moments of the whole year, I thought. So the fact that people really want it, I think it would lend well to a countdown. There's parts that you could kind of like fit a countdown into. Plus, it's, it's a good New Year's party song. Let's go jam and party. So,
okay. John Politis with 7-Eleven, Andy Bazzani. What is the countdown song going to be this year?
I'm torn between two, and
Okay.
I've said one of them too many times, so I'm going to go with the other one. I'm thinking Postcard.
Wow. That would be a very surprising selection. Listen,
I think it would work. I think, if there's points against it, it's a little mellow, of course. But I think I don't know. I think that could work. I think that could work to their advantage.
I'm envisioning it could be in the Life in a Bubble part, which is that very rhythmic live in life. 1 in a bubble, or 10.
However countdowns work, yeah.
However countdowns work. Dave Cook, this is the final category, the final pick of the night.
Well, it's probably, I think, is this the same way? Oh, no, that was not quite. Anyway, Simulations. I think
Simulations.
there's a little, rhythmic thing. It's similar to No Recollection, or, yeah, that's the name of the song, right? Anyway, there's a little, repeater piece that I think works. It's a new song. I think it's going to be big by that point. So,
Well, I think that fits really well with your pick for the song that's going to have the most plays. And, one of those 7 could be in the countdown slot. Guys, I am thrilled with these answers. I am going to be closely monitoring how everyone is doing over the course of the tour. If you in the chat want to play along at home, maybe we will post everybody's picks on the Touchdowns All Day Facebook page, and you can log your picks, play along. We'll figure out if there's a prize or something like that for one of these 3 guys. But for you, it'll be bragging rights to be able to say you beat Cook, Bazzani, and Politis. But I love your picks, guys. You did not disappoint. You definitely understood the assignment. Some hot takes in there. Bazzani, I'm looking at you.
You got
Cook
it.
with your shelf eye, man. How dare you? But
just a little.
Just a tour. Listen, sometimes the best thing that can happen to a song is it gets shelved. I think Rich Steele has been saying the bassist might need a breather.
No way. Him?
No, he.
That's
That's
crazy.
I think he said that recently. Yeah.
That's crazy. I figure if
They're not up to his standards. They're not up to his standards, I guess.
He should write the set list for the whole tour, and Politis, you might get your wish, where we
Just
just
one
have
big
one long
bassist.
bassist for the rest of the year. I could see him.
I
doing
win.
that.
I win.
Well, he
Guys-
did that, what, 5 or 6 part?
Yeah,
I
I'm sure he
promised
could find more.
at the beginning of the episode that we'd share one more outtake from the hard drive. This one requires no explanation or introduction. I didn't know this existed.
Sounds like when they first debuted it at the Wheel Show, and it was like rock and roll and chill, not super electric yet.
Well, this has been a very fun episode. Goes to show you definitely don't need John Gutwillig in your band. Could replace him with Andy Bazzani, John
I don't know.
Politis, and Dave Cook.
I don't know if it goes to show that.
Next time John breaks his hand, we're calling in these 3 guys. And instead of biscuit shows, they're just going to haggle about
Just tell
last time
stories
played,
at you.
statistics.
The fans will eat it up.
Well, Christina, sorry. We'll bring Barbara back. Little programming notes. Oh. Little programming note for everybody. Barbara not available this week. I am not available next week. I apparently am going to Parenting 101 class. And that takes 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, Barbara will be flying solo. I make no
Congrats.
guarantees that the show will actually happen, but Barber has said he can handle it. He's going to do it. So it's going to be some old school, no max touchdowns all days. If you like that 15-minute rant about the Eagles last week, expect a lot more of that in the next 2 weeks. But as soon as I get this parenting thing figured out, I am going to be back. We've got
2 weeks tops.
lots
You'll have
of
it locked down.
2 weeks. I will be a pro. I will have lots of fun stuff. We have some fun episodes. We are working on some fun guests we are talking to about having on. And I'm looking forward to rejoining you guys. Absolutely crazy that the band is back on the road as of next Friday. Hopefully we will have some announcements about Nugs live streams very soon for you. Everyone's nicer when they're not on the internet.
We should have had an over-under on the cook's beard length before the reveal. Say when.
This is as over as whatever the number is.
Let's not get carried away. Nick, from your lips to God's ears.
Makes it sound so much sinister than it actually is. Starscape lyric. Yo.
Baltimore, he sang that one time.
Yeah. Starscape 09.
I'm
No, it was
sorry.
the indoor show though.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, it was. I think
He does it at Starscape 09 too. I did not realize that one was that alt lyric went back that far.
no one. How would you? I didn't. I've heard him sing that once.
That is so cool. I can't
All
believe that's the
right.
most interesting part of this to me.
Well, was there an actual? So there was one part where I was like, "Is that real horns?"
I would imagine it's something from the computer.
That was
Yeah.
a hoot. Was that
What a
on?
weird-
Was that on the Bloody Knife?
It was not released
no
off
way.
of it, but it was part of those sessions.
One sec.
Okay. So
Because
those were
the
like,
person who released it noted that they didn't release that.
Well, I
interesting.
just
Okay.
did. And
Yeah.
Good
hopefully
work, man.
no one gets angry at me. Well, guys, Andy, Dave, John, it's been real. I've been wanting to do this with you guys for so long, and I have so many more ideas. I would love to get into our choices for, songs that only got played a handful of times that we'd like to see come back, or maybe a cover song draft. There are so many possibilities when you're operating with three guys who know the band and their music this well. The possibilities are endless. So thank you so much for making yourself available tonight. Thank you so much for all you do for the podcast and the community. Thank you to everyone in the chat for playing along at home, for joining us and making every Touchdowns Tuesday so much fun. Sound drops sometimes are hard, guys. Well, on behalf of Andy, Dave, and John, Max Dawson saying, see you next time, guys.
Thanks for listening. And Max, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Later.